Soul-making through art, a personal reflection on recreating my family home. My art serves as a form of soul-making, a deeply personal and transformative process through which I connect to memory, identity, and place. One of the most meaningful pieces I have created is a recreation of my family house located in the Bukid, rural countryside, a place where I once lived and which continues to hold deep emotional significance for me. At the time, the house remained largely as I had remembered it, weathered by time but rich with the textures of everyday life. I aimed to capture not only the physical structure but also the atmosphere, emotions, and memories attached to it. Through my recreation, I preserved details that were significant to me, the original roof, the unpainted wood, and the familiar imperfections that made the house feel alive and real. However, when I recently returned to the house, I was surprised to find that many aspects had changed. It had been painted anew, the roof had been replaced, and other minor improvements had altered its appearance. While these changes speak to progress and care, they also mark a shift away from the version of the house that I had internalized and preserved in my memory. This experience deepened the meaning of my artwork. What began as a simple act of recollection evolved into a meditation on impermanence, change, and the tension between memory and reality. By recreating my family home in its former state, I was not only documenting a physical space, but also honoring the emotional landscape that shaped my identity. In doing so, I engage in a form of soul-making, transforming lived experience into artistic expression and preserving a version of home that may no longer exist in the physical world but continues to live on in the realm of memory and art. And now enjoy the rest of the time lapse.